guys, it's Cami. Today is Monday, so it's a little different than the past couple of weeks because I've been videoing myself or vlogging on Sundays, but that didn't work. This past weekend I got to go see Andrew, which was really fun. We spent a lot of time together, just like enjoying one another and going to do new things. Like we went and saw this really cool waterfall. It was awesome. And there were, just several things that we did. But also, like all throughout the weekend, I was like, okay, so we need a vlog, Andrew. Like, I want you in my vlog. I want you in my vlog. And then it would be like, yeah, okay. And I was like, no, seriously, like I want you in my vlog. And that never really worked out for me. We never vlogged, which I'm kind of, actually I'm not kinda, I am. I'm very grateful that that didn't work out because it wasn't long after that I was able to figure out why I didn't vlog with Andrew and why God, put it off. I'll get to that in a second though. A couple other things that happened this weekend is Thursday, my dad was in an accident at work. Broke a couple bones. He's in a lot of pain. So if those of you who are watching that believe in the power of prayer, I ask that you please just pray for him. This is a very difficult time. He's probably one of the toughest people that I know, and so to hear him say like he feels helpless and he's in pain and hear the pain in his voice is really hard for me. So if we could just pray for that too, I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys see me like looking over here, I've actually like tried to write a couple of notes so that I stay a little more on task and don't ramble as much. Actually, I need to grab my water, so if you could hold on a second. Okay. Now you got to see my whole outfit and my messy bed. Awesome. Anyways, so like I was saying, I had an awesome weekend with Andrew. And it was always great. And then yesterday, it was like getting time for me to leave, but I was like, I really don't want to go. Like, I can just miss class. Like, I have absences, because those of you who aren't in college and are watching this, you're going to find out that there are some classes that don't have attendance policies, so you don't even have to go. Or there are some that have them, but they're lenient. They give you like 3 or 5 or 2 or whatever, and so you're like, okay, is this worth it or not? Is this worth it or not? And I was going back and forth, and quote unquote, I said to Andrew, I mean, if I really thought it was gonna snow, then I would definitely know that I needed to leave. But like, since it's not really snowing like it said, like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll leave later. So we put it off. And then all of a sudden, I look outside several hours later. There's snow covering the ground. I was like, oh no, I gotta go. So it was really hard and I was really upset and I was so frustrated because I was like, I was so frustrated, you guys, because I was like, didn't want this to happen. I didn't want it to snow. I wanted to be here with him. I wanted to do whatever. But God said, no girly, no girly. So, after God said, no girly, I was crying hysterically. That's what I do when I get upset. And I was so angry and I was just like, why? And I was very anxious because I drive a Honda Civic, so really not the best car for the snow. So I was like nervous and I was like, oh my gosh, like, Jesus, take the wheel. Really, Jesus, just take the wheel. And I don't want to say that I was like aggravated at God, but I was just like, oh, and let me add this too. We were gonna watch the sermon, the live sermon for Elevation, Andrew and I, but I got so short-tempered with the internet keeping like going and glitching and stuff that I was like, forget it, I'm just gonna watch it later. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'll just watch it later. So I put that off, which was blessing in disguise. But at the point in time, I shouldn't have done that. But now I'm glad that I did because it led to something cooler. But anyways, so I was like really upset and I was crying and I was just like, poor pity me because things weren't going my way. It was ridiculous. I needed to get a grip. But I did it and I was just like whining and crying. And then a very, very close friend of mine, I won't say his name because he might get embarrassed, but he texted me a text message that I needed right then and there. And it was so reassuring, and it was like talking about how, you know, God was proud that I was telling others about him, and, you know, just very heart-filled message that I needed right then. And I was like, thank you so much. And, you know, I went on to tell him like how I had been like really upset and stuff, and that I needed to hear that. And he was like, well, consider that God texting you because his time is perfect. And I was like, oh, you're so right. Like, his timing is perfect. Because during the midst of all of that, of me being upset and him texting me, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to stop in Chapel Hill and I'm going to stay with Autumn, kind of knock the edge off, like, be able to chill with her, and she'll make me not as sad that I'm not with Andrew anymore. And so it was like, exactly, like, this is what God was planning for me to do. He wanted me to leave. He made us know so that I would leave, so that I would get upset, so that I would receive that reassurance from the text message from my friend, and then make the decision that I needed to stop to see another friend of mine. And then she hadn't watched the sermon either, so we got to watch it together, which was such a blessing. And so we were watching the sermon, and Autumn and I, we were watching it, and I was like, you know, still kind of bitter a little, but it was like the things that Pastor Stephen was saying, I was like, thank you. I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to do this. And so I listened to that, and then Autumn and I had an awesome discussion as well. So, Autumn and I's discussion. We talked about how last week, not this past Sunday, but the one before, how if you watch the vlog, I talked about how I felt as if the preacher was preaching right to me. And she felt yesterday as if the message was right to her, which is an awesome thing. I'm glad to see him working and talking and getting into her heart. And not that he wasn't already, but you know, like, she's growing and she's making big things. Big things are happening for everybody in my life right now. It's just so cool. But I felt so like after watching that, because it was like, God, you are so good, you know. And even though I was very quick to slip into, you know, being upset and being mad and crying because things weren't going my way and not trusting that it's what God wanted me to do and this and that, and you know, I did that. I'm human. I fall short. And speaking of falling short, in the sermon, Pastor Stephen, we talked about potential yesterday, and he said there's no shame in falling short. What there's shame in is stopping short. So knowing that you have a little bit more left in you, but you're too scared to fail, so you keep it to yourself, that's stopping short. Falling short is giving it your all, but still failing. Because you know what? You still tried. You still gave it your all. And, you know, when he said that, I was like, that's so true. You know, like, when you're like me, I'm a very emotional being. So I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, I feel everything really deep. I have a very big heart. And so it's easy for me, if I'm mad, I'm real mad. And if I'm happy, I'm real happy. And then there are days where I'm dead smack in the middle and I'm fighting with myself. So even though I have these notes, y'all, I'm still getting off track. But Autumn and I, we talked about how, like, it's crazy how I thought that it was such a bad thing that Andrew and I put off watching the sermon simply because I didn't want to deal with the technical difficulties of it. And she said, I hate that you didn't get to watch it with him. But then again, I'm also really glad you didn't, because it put you here, watching it with me. And I needed that. And I was like, God, just keep doing what you're doing, man. And that's what I feel like. It's like, I'm in a funk right now, y'all. Let me just be completely raw and honest with y'all. I'm in a funk. I love going to school at ECU, but I also want to transfer. I love my job, but then I really hate my job. I want to do this, but I also want to do this, and I'm happy and I'm sad, and you see what I'm saying? I'm in a funk. And today, I didn't make it to my 8 a.m. because I was in Chapel Hill, and when I woke up at 8, I was too tired. I woke up at 6 a.m., but I was too tired to drive to get here before my 8 a.m., and I had a migraine, and I didn't feel well, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm going back to bed. And then I was like, God's going to be upset with me for that. Like, I probably should have left. And then I got in my car, and I started driving, and I got a hold of my friend Mackenzie, and I talked to her, and we probably had one of the best conversations that I've ever had with a friend. I don't know, y'all, I'm having really good conversations lately, so they're all really good, but it was great. And I knew that I wasn't supposed to leave at 6 a.m. because if I would have left at 6 a.m., I would have been chatting with her when I was chatting with her, and I needed to chat with her. So I immediately felt like, okay, well, God is doing what I'm supposed to. Like, God does have me right where I'm at, right when I need to be there, for the purpose of whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? And so, I was in an awesome mood. I got off the phone with her. I was, listening to my choice of music, and which lately has been Casting Crowns Radio and David Crowder Brand Radio. I really like both of those. I've been listening to those when I'm feeling like I'm so hungry for him, because I really get a lot out of praise and worship. So I was listening to him, and I was just like, whoo! Like, I was feeling good, and I was like, I'm going to go back to school, and I'm going to tackle this day. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to tackle this day. Well, I got here. Immediately shut down, y'all. That happiness that I had, that joy that I was feeling, gone. I was sad. I felt lonely. I was tired. I didn't feel well. I was just, all in all, bad mood. Didn't want to be here. Was angry again that I was here when I'm supposed to be here. So I said, I'm not going to my 11 o'clock class. I'm going to bed. Taking a nap. The end. And I was like, sad when I woke up, and I was crying, and I would just cry at the drop of a hat. I was talking to my roommate, and I would start crying, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And then, I came to the realization that even though God's doing something through me, because I truly believe that, I know that some of you may see these and be like, why is she pretending to be that? That's not the Cami I know. let me be honest when I tell you, you're probably right. This probably isn't the Cami you know. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this is Cami. And this is real. And that I have wandered, but not all who wander are lost. And God's been on my heels the whole time. And I turn around and He's there. And I'm making steps to create a stronger relationship with Him. And it's never going to end. This journey's never going to end. If it ends, I'm dead. Because I should always be longing and hungry to have a closer relationship with Him. I should always try to see the bright side of things because He is bright. And if anything, I should be a bright light because He should be shining so bright through me that I can't be sad if I want to be. And so, probably within the last 2 hours, I've made the decision that I got to get over myself. And maybe that's what some of y'all need to do too. Maybe y'all need to say, even though I think I know what's best for me, maybe I need to get over that. Maybe I need to accept the cards that have been dealt to me and follow God's lead on what needs to be done next. Because, let me tell you something. And this came from the sermon yesterday. God's not always going to do stuff for us. He's going to do stuff through us. And if that means that once a week, twice a week, 5 times a week, 7 times a week, 0 times a week, once every 2 weeks, I don't know. But if it means that God's going to lay it on my heart to express to y'all my broken hallelujah, that's what I'm going to do. This vlog isn't going to be about me. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the things that I go through because I know that a lot of you probably can relate. And then you can put into perspective what I'm doing into your own life, and maybe that will, start creating a stronger bond with you and God. I don't know. I don't know the purpose of this vlog yet. All I know is that right now God is in my life and His presence is real. And He's saying, do this. Say this. Write this down because you need to mention this. Keep that mental note. Don't think you have to have it all together. That's not what being a Christian is about. Being a Christian isn't about having it all together. Being a Christian means that you don't have it all together, but you believe that He does. That's all I can say, is that He does have it together. And He has your days numbered. And He knows what you need and when you need it and how you need it. And you just got to trust that. So, I'm not exactly sure how long this video has gotten to be. But what I want to leave off with saying is that things aren't going to always be sunny and bright. Things don't, just because things aren't sunny and bright doesn't mean that God's not in your life or isn't working. And so, understand that it's okay to feel broken. And it's okay to lay in your bed when you're supposed to be in class and cry because that's what you feel like you need to do in that very moment. But you cry, you get it out, and you get over it. Because God's here, and He will provide you with the strength to take on the rest of the day. And He won't lead you into anything that you don't have the ability to get out of. And so don't give up. The Monday blues are tough. Nobody likes Mondays. I don't know why, but they don't. So stick with it. Hang in there. Know that you're not alone. Know that you're not the only one who cries at the drop of a hat. Know that you're not the only one who runs in the opposite direction of the way God wants you to go sometimes, because I do that too. We're human. But He loves you. And when you're overwhelmed, ask to be led to the rock that's higher than you.